It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that ROD pod. For those that don't know who I am him, Junes, the NBIC. And of course, I represent that ROD. Want to give a shout out to the YouTube family. Want to give a shout out to the ancestors. Want to give a shout out to the creators. For without them, there will be no me. And without me, won't be no you. And without you, won't be no us getting through. And you know what we trying to do, and that's get back our land and get back our freedom. Are you dumb or are you dumb? It's a lot to talk about, man. It's been I think it's been like 2 weeks since I did a broadcast, but a lot of things has been transpiring. Working and then doing the other job, and then having to still do the weekly broadcasts, and just it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter's birthday passed. You know what I'm saying? The Wisby Day passed. So I've really been like occupied this entire month. Now that things has simmered down, right? My B-Day is around the corner. So after that, you know what I'm saying, it's literally back to regular programming where we are literally attacking everything and everyone and anything that stands in front of the El Kebula and Kidnaps way, we are going to expose, right? But I know a lot of you guys are seeing what's going on. It's been crazy since Trump became president. Shout out to Donald Trump. The DEI has been removed. Migrants has been, picked up. And they're not even, they selling it like they're just picking up illegal migrants and the Mexicans and the Venezuelans. But they're also picking up black people, man. A lot of black people is going to be deported. A lot of Haitians, a lot of Jamaicans. It's like 5,000 Jamaicans got deported already. And it's just the beginning, right? Just speaking about that, man, it raised a high level of concern for individuals who's been in this place for, 20 plus years, and yet, still didn't get their paperwork done. We literally are walking, talking, ticking time bombs. I did a live earlier. I don't want to say earlier, probably like a couple of days ago, where I was speaking of such things, right? Where, these people have the audacity to call, these Hispanics and anybody, migrants or what nature, when, they the ones that migrated here and literally took this land by force. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to forget that. And not only am I not going to forget that, I'm always going to speak about that. And yes, I'm still a Trump supporter because he stands on business. You know what I'm saying? I respect real people. Like, if you real and you standing on what you standing on, whether it's for me or against me, as long as you standing on that, I respect that. I don't respect the smile in the face, but behind my back, you having an agenda, right? And that's what these old presidents was doing. These Bushes, these Obamas and these Joe left behind. And you know what I'm saying? They was smiling in the black people's face, but in reality was putting things in place to dismantle and break up the households. And they've done a wonderful job. Wonderful job. So now Trump is here, cleaning it up, but cleaning it up with aggression. You know what I'm saying? Aggression. And a lot of people has become so weak because of whatever it may be, that when they see a man, flexing his muscles and showing off his testosterone, a lot of us don't know how to handle that, right? But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna do a broadcast about Tupac Shakur. I know a lot of you guys is gonna be mad at me when I do this, but I gotta tell you just straight off the gate, that Tupac was gay. That's just it. I know people in the West Coast, just hip hop heads are gonna, disagree with me and say whatever. But the boy's a Bati boy. No man them a fish. And I'm gonna show you, and you're going to see. And then you at the end of the day, you guys give your own determination on the matter. But from what I'm seeing, man them a Bati boy. Big fish, fish. Right? So just stay tuned for that. I definitely want to take my time out and put it together and present it accordingly. So you know what I'm saying, nobody gets sidetracked, or people take it as my beliefs or whatever, because you know how we move in America. But it is what it is. But on today's episode, I want to talk about the rights to drive, and how our rights to drive is literally being taken away from us. Your freedom of driving is no longer for you. Freedom of driving is literally for the prestige. It's for those, I've been saying this for a long period of time. The driving that we have is literally being taken away. If you living in New York City like I am, you're seeing that they're pushing these congested pricings and tolls in the areas where it's predominantly, colored people, Hispanic people, low income, people that can't afford, any more bills on top of the bills that they got to deal with on the everyday life, right? And when you look at the congested pricings, on average, the average of a New Yorker will be paying an extra $3,000 just to travel from Brooklyn to Manhattan, or just going to the Bronx. That's an extra $3,000 in an economy that's already suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is going up. The cost of living is crazy. It's just absurd. You understand? And we gotta take it for what it is, right? I guess that's basically the model that we have. And this is why I decided to do this live, entitled it, driving is only gonna be for the privilege. And what I mean by that is, they're taking away your rights to drive. They're trying to put you on these buses and on these trains like how it was back in Germany when the Nazis was in power. They're following that pattern, and they're literally pushing it down our throats. Some of you guys may not see it that way, but I want you guys to really pay attention into the direction where we're heading. And it's not going down a good path. You feel me? If you really, really pay attention, right? For example, here in New York, they started putting bus lanes. And I was telling you guys for years, if you know me for over 10 plus years, you know that I've been speaking on this for a very long time. I've been saying to my people, you see these open roads where we used to be flying in from A to B, when we used to drive and have fun and just have the joy of driving. Oh yeah, they taking that away. Right? When you see the bus lanes and, they're telling you the purpose for the bus lane is to allow buses to get to their destination faster, for the people to get to work on time, etc., etc. All of that is lies. The bus lane is literally the authority lane, the lane where only authorized vehicles is meant to be on. Okay? That's why when you see the ambulances flying through, they're on that lane. When you see the fire department, they're flying through, they're on that lane. When you see the police, they're on that lane. Everybody's on that lane. The school buses is on that lane. You understand? Why are they putting those lanes there? Because that's going to be the lane where they're going to monitor those who's driving. Okay? You will be running into numerous of checkpoints. Okay? Numerous of checkpoints will come your way. All right. They've been doing it. If you living in New York, I'm only speaking for New York. They used to have checkpoints, right? The reason why they simmered down is because people was complaining. But with this new bill, this congested stuff, and with the chaos that you see going on in the bus, see what's going on in the train. Speaking of that, there was somebody that tried to light up another person on fire in the train, or was it the bus? I seen another one where the man was literally just putting things in the train and put the train cart on fire. So you're seeing all of these things going on. You know what's gonna come along with that. But I don't want to put the horse before the cart. I be saying it wrong, but you know what I mean, right? They're literally having checkpoints to monitor and watch individuals to ensure that, that's what they was doing, to make sure that there was no guns, no drugs, and nobody was drunk, drinking and driving. That's what they told you. That's what it's for. But in reality, it was literally checking to see who was valid, making sure that your paperwork, your license, everything was up to par. If not, you getting sent to the bookings, and then, they're going to write their papers, a quota. They do good. They get in a car. They still continue the European agenda, right? Now, back to the privilege of driving, right? My mind is off because the Wiz is just talking crazy and it's pissing me off, but I got to stay focused, right? So, when I was telling you guys that driving will become a privilege, people laughed at me. In fact, I remember speaking to my son Nice, and I'm having a conversation, and I'm telling him like, yo, bro, driving is about to become a privilege. He was like, man, nah, you talking crazy. They've been doing these things, et cetera, et cetera. I say, yeah, been doing it when? We damn near in our 40s. We know when these things, we was driving when driving was free, was accessible. Going to the city wasn't a fee, unless you was taking the Holland Tunnel, unless you was going on the battery tunnel. That's the only time you had to pay a fee. You know what I'm saying? The Midtown Tunnel was the only time you had to pay a fee. Outside of that, everything was free. You know what I'm saying? Driving 25 miles per hour wasn't normal for us. You know what I'm saying? The minimum we was driving was 35, 40 to be exact. You know what I'm saying? And 60, if you know how to drive, you know what I'm saying? We 60 and we getting from A to B, right? The accidents and the crashing and stuff, those things came when they started pushing this alcohol within the black community, where Hennessy and all of these Cirocs and, all of these alcohols, these celebrities, these hip hop artists was pushing. That's when the rise of accidents. But prior to that, man, we was getting from A to B quick, fast. You know what I'm saying? But driving is going to be only for the privilege. And if you take the time out and look around, you're going to see that. When you see who's being taxed, you're going to see that. Anything after 66th Street is free. There's no tolls, there's nothing. Who lives in the Upper West Side? Rich folks. They're not taxed for that because they are given the right to drive, because they are what you call the bread and butter of society. So yeah, you can drive, enjoy it. But you bottom feeders, you low income, you guys, oh no, you gotta pay. Matter of fact, we don't even want you behind the wheel. Take the bus, take the train. And you see what's going on within the bus and the train. You see what they did with this lady who went to Princeton, and she was a prestige young girl, and she fell asleep, or she went through rough times, and the guy came out of nowhere and set her on fire. The woman was on fire, guys, and never dropped to the floor. The woman was on fire and never dropped to the floor. She never yelled, she never screamed, she never said nothing. And you guys are falling for it. I found that when I first heard it, I was like, what? That's crazy. When I sat back and I watched the video, I said, there's an agenda behind this. What is the agenda? Right before they brought out this new congested nonsense, they had to show that. So what is that gonna amount to? More security. And then that's not gonna be enough, right? People is going to complain. People is gonna say this, etc., etc. Then they're gonna beef it up even more. Then you're going to see that MTA partner up with Homeland Security, where Homeland Security will be in every train station. Every major train station will have a Homeland Security. Every train station will have a metal detector, a scanner. Everybody, you're going to go through them things, and you better make sure you don't have a gun on you, a knife, whatever. If you do, you can be prosecuted, arrested, and charged and prosecuted. This is facts. This is where we're going. Okay? This is where we're going. So when I seen that, I already knew it was heading somewhere. And then you see another outbreak, another chaos, another situations happening within these train stations. Just wait. You're going to hear whether it's going to be the governor or whether it's the president himself. Somebody's going to speak on this chaos that's going on with the train station, and they're going to want complete control, and they're going to partner up with Homeland Security, and that's going to be the train. They're hiring MTA police officers. They're policing. They're making sure that nothing goes crazy, that you're paying your fares, that you're doing, etc., etc. This is total takeover over the entire nation. It's bigger than the El Kebulans. It's bigger than the El Kebulan kidnap. This right here is what you call extortion, legalized extortion at its highest order, and you can't do nothing about it. And you know why these people are able to do so? Because you took this. You're not protected by the Constitution anymore. You're not. And those that didn't take the, you know what, and stand on their Constitution, it's too many. It's not enough of us. The economy, the people fell for the okie doke. And now there's more people situated than those that's not. And because of that, now they have the leverage and the power to say, well, since you're not situated, you can't come in here, and you can do this and you can't do that. They're gonna make it so hard for individuals like us, right? The real so-called patriots. They're gonna make it real hard for you to sustain and function. They're gonna close every door. They're gonna squeeze every neck. They're going to do everything in their power, you understand me, to ensure that we suffer and remain suffering. This is part of their agenda. You understand? This ain't never changed. This ain't never did anything. This is literally part of the agenda. And I wanted you guys to understand that. Okay? The fires that you see in California, that's to do what? It's to do what? To break those areas down and bring in the new smart city. They got to bring it in time for the Olympics, the 2028 Olympics. They want to make sure that they host it with all the top of the line technology. And this is where we're heading. This is why you see places like California no longer selling gasoline cars. By 2030, they want that to be obsolete. I don't know if it's in New York as well, but I know for sure that they want that joint gone in Cali. I wonder why. Now you guys is asking questions. Why they want everything to be smart, etc., etc. Is because they want to control you. We are now experimental human beings. You are no longer needed, especially you black folks. You are no longer needed. I've been saying this for a very long time. You are no longer needed. Okay? Now every single person is an experimental piece to whatever they want to do. Okay? They're going to make you take this pill. They're going to make you take that. They're going to make you do this. They're going to make you do that. They're going to do whatever. They doing whatever they want. It's not about power. It's not about control. It's not about power as far as like finance and wealth. They got all the money. It's about control. It's literally keeping their foot on the necks of the El Kebulan people, okay, to prevent us from ever being in a position of power, because two kings can be in a castle, which means two nationalities can be in a castle. And this is no disrespect to my Europeans, but let's just call a spade a spade. You guys failed. You guys took the reins of the world and look at the chaos and the destruction, the diseases, the plagues, the suffering, the homelessness, the everything on your watch. You failed, and they know that, but they don't want to give up that position because they like to be in control. This is facts. This is not me saying this. This is facts. You can read this in the New World Order book. You can read this in the Pale White Horse. There's so much books and so much whistleblowers that's been speaking on these things for years. For years. And the people is just now being in tune. You know what I'm saying? I've been in tune with this since after 9/11. Like when I started seeking into the calls and how, the who, the what, the whens, and I started picking up and digging deep and coming to the realization that these people literally was, doing an inside gig to have complete control. They want to have the entire world under one security, one umbrella, one government, one religion, one this. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what it is. This is what they're doing, and they've done it. And when they made that, made it a mandatory thing for you guys to take the fufu, that's when it went downhill. This is why they're issuing these new laws, because it's like, what you mean protected by the Constitution? You're not a human. You're not protected by you a transformer, bro. You didn't know? You ain't read the fine print, the tech at the end of each, you know what? I mean, come on now. I can't make this stuff up. I'm just telling you the truth, right? So you take all of that, right? You take that aspect, okay? With all that being said, the freedom of driving is never going to be the same again. You will never be able to just drive through, because there's other states in negotiation, in mimicking the congested pricing, right? Want to get the gasoline cars off the road. They're doing it for clean air, and they want you to ride bikes. They want you to be in smart cars, these Teslas. All of these things. And what do all of them have in common? All of them is going to keep you on the grid. Even when you get in the city bikes, you got to use your phone, your car, and then it has a tracker to know if you went from A to B. They know everything. This is all about control. It is all about control, and the freedom of driving is no more. You think these cameras that's making you go 25 miles per hour is literally creating data to have everybody in the same speed consistently, and after it gets the certain amount of data, they're then going to start bringing out these electrical cars that don't need humans to drive. Okay, you're gonna call an Uber, and the Uber is gonna come. It's gonna be a headless driver, and it's gonna talk to you and everything. They got these things right now as we speak, in certain states and in certain countries. Right now as we speak, trials. Okay, Okay? It's only for the privileged. I told you this. Okay? That's why they doing the 25 miles per hour. You think they give a damn about these children being hit? Please. They not giving a damn about no children, because if they gave a damn about the children, they wouldn't be given the stuff that causes autism. You understand? So we're not gonna sit here and act like these people is for children's best interest when just finding out that Fruit Loops is just now being taken off the shelves. You know how many years Fruit Loops been in the shelves, been in the hood, been eaten by children, served at school. I remember eating Fruit Loops at school. And now it's being taken off the shelves because people are speaking up, and damage is already done. You feel me? It's like, oh, yeah, no problem. But there's 50 other cereals and other things that's literally catered to children that does just as much damage as Fruit Loops, or if not more. And these are facts. This is not me saying this, guys. These are facts. You understand? You thinking these cameras is protecting children to do this? Please, it's never that. It's all about having complete control. They need everybody. They need enough data where everybody is on the same frequency. And even with the congested, right? With the congested nonsense, what you think these people are doing? These individuals is literally putting these toes in areas where you can't run from it. Okay? And when you have these smartphones, these smart cars, your whole entire information is in that smart car. So you can illegally try to swindle the system. Nothing. Everybody is going to be extorted. Everybody. There's no running from this. Okay? And I just seen something today. I don't want to take it too literal because it was coming from a Democrat, but basically saying that what Trump is trying to do is literally, cause tension between Canada and Mexico and all these other places, and then it's gonna be harsh, and then the black people, that the bottom feeders have to pay. Gotta pay these new taxes, these new situations. That money is gonna come out of our pockets. Okay? They're going to put us into complete submission. And I told you that. I've been saying this for years. Driving will only be for the privileged. No more chicken heads, no more none of that. None of that. Driving will only be for the privileged. And when they got the whole entire United States under these smart cars, yeah, we will definitely be doomed. They're gonna make it a law that if you're found with a gasoline, you might be paying $1,000 fee. They're gonna do something that's going to make you put your car down. Facts. Or somebody's gonna hide it in their garage just in case. Just in case these demons come out tonight, we gonna drive far, far, far away, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you how these people is functioning and how they operate. You understand that this is where we headed. We're heading down that path, bro. Okay? And you don't gotta call me a conspiracy theorist. Just pay attention. Just look at your environment. Look at your community. Here in New York, I can't tell you. I've been driving since I was 15 years old. 15 years old. I'm damn near 40. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Driving is only for the prestige. You're gonna have to make over 100,000 just to be behind the wheel. Might have to be making $1 million plus just to be behind the wheel. You making 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 60,000. No. You're not qualified to drive. Take public transportation like everybody else. Driving is for the elites. You're not an elite. There you go. Now people might ask, so June, so what is your suggestion? How do we combat that? I'm gonna tell you. It's quite simple. You're gonna have to leave America. America has been compromised. It's just too much. It's too much. Okay, it's too much hands in the pot. It's just so much. It's only so much that we can do. Like, we gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? While America is going through what it's going through, you see what Africa is doing. You see what El Kebulan, you see what their ancestors is doing. The ancestors is opening the doors for brothers and sisters to come home. The doors is opening up for you to come home. Take the initiative to go home. You know what I'm saying? That's for all of us. That's including myself. We got to take the initiative to prepare to go home. Okay? I know it's something hard. I know it's a tough pill to digest, but you got to consider going home. Because what America is about to turn into, I did a live talking about that we are the face. We're going to be the face of cancer. And I'm talking about the 80s babies. We are going to be the face of it. Like, it's going to be out when we hit the 60s, the 70s, it's going to be a high amount of us, being diagnosed with some form of cancer. And for me personally, I think it's going to be these tumors. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be these tumors because of all this radiation, all these blue tubes, all these stuff that's around us, the Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the brothers and sisters that's still using microwave, bro. Yeah, you're going to have, it's going to get crazy. And I was thinking about talking about that too, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going to save that for another time. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, bro, driving is only for the prestige, bro. You will never be able to drive ever again. You will be like everybody else. You're going to have to get on the bus. You're going to have to get on the cab. You're going to have to take the train. Okay? Even with the flying and all of these stuff that you see, and all of a sudden these planes is crashing. Listen, I don't want to say too much. Just know that it is being controlled by them, okay? I know pilots personally, and they told me that they haven't personally driven a plane manually in over 20 years. I'm just saying. Everything is being driven and operated by AI, computer technology. Facts. Okay, they're gonna do something. They're gonna do something to prevent these things from occurring, and then they're going to put their focus back on driving. Driving will only be for the prestige. They're gonna put these smart cities. They're going to have checkpoints. Individuals will only be able to drive 15 minutes within their community. I know it sounds crazy, but this is where we're heading. And the only solution is to get up out of here. Or create our own wealth system where every single El Kebulan people can benefit. Because we have the power to ensure that brothers and sisters are making 100,000. We have $2.7 trillion of spending power. We have more spending power than the Jews and the Chinese. The reason why it doesn't look like that is because we're not spending it on things that's going to empower us. We're spending it on things that devalue us. You're buying sneakers, clothes, you're buying TVs, homes, things that once signed off, the value drops. These are the things that we're buying. We're not buying property. We're not buying land. We're not buying, shares within the Congress. Yes, they shares person within the Congress. We're not putting ourselves in a position of power, right? We still want people to hold our hands and help us cross the street, even though the street that we trying to cross is nothing but a whole bunch of Mack trucks doing 100 miles per hour, and we trying to figure out how to get to the other side, okay? But we want them to hold our hands, and it will never happen. I keep telling you guys this. This is what you call the land of opportunity, right? Excuse me. This is the land of capitalism. It must capitalize off somebody, and they've been capitalizing off you. And now that you no longer need it, we're just going to experiment on you, okay? We're going to give you all these gadgets. We're going to pitch it like it's the best thing. You know what I'm saying? You get an iPhone 16 right now for free. 4 of them for free. All you got to do is pay the activation fee. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I remember growing up, you know what I'm saying? The high-tech phones, if you didn't even have a minimum of $300, you couldn't even have a conversation about getting a phone. You know what I'm saying? I remember having to put like 400. I remember having to put 400 down for the Sidekick. I remember that. I remember putting 400 down for this Sidekick. You understand? Where now you don't even have to do nothing. All you have to do is open up a new line and pay your activation fee, and you have a new phone. In some places, activation fee like $100, bro. $100, and you get a brand new iPhone that's filled with radiation that you guys are going to keep in your hands, keep in your pocket, keep on your lap, keep in your back pocket. You know what I'm saying? This is where we heading, bro. This is where we headed. And if we don't stand in front of it and start creating opportunities for each other, stop being dependent on these people and start dependent on each other, stop giving your money back to these people, start investing it, start building your credit. There's no way on God's green earth shall we be living in a block or have family members of 10 who credit score is above 600, 590, 600, whatever, is at that height. It's at that height. And we're not talking about going to a bank and getting a collateral loan that we all can take and put together and buy buildings where nobody's doing that. And until those habits take place, until we start really, you know what I'm saying, doing the necessary things to uplift and build our community, bro, these people are gonna continue taxing us, continue taking advantage of us, continue exploiting us, and there's nothing you can do about it, because that the fire, that warrior spirit, they already compromised that. They compromised it through religion, and then they compromise it even more through black ignorance that you hear on the radio, see on the TV. They've done wonders with us, and we're sitting here looking for answers from them when the only answer is from us. We are the problem. They are the problem. We are the solution. We must fix it. We can't fix it with confusion. We can't fix it with delusion. We can't fix it with nothing but unifying, understanding who we are, know where we are, know what we need to do, and how we need to do it. That's the only way. And I hope you guys take heed to what I'm saying. Don't be upset. Just listen and figure out what you're going to do. Because at the end of the day, they're coming for me and you. And at this point, it doesn't even matter if you're black or white, if you are Allah or Christ. What matters is they the ones that's sitting on top and you're the one at the bottom, and they want to ensure that you live and die at the bottom. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. Came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Again, we're about to hit the 200 mark as far as episodes, if you add that and the summer conversation and the Sabbath talk and the verdict and the weekly broadcast, man, I'm literally damn near close to 1,000 episodes, man. So, all of this would not be if it wasn't for you guys. So I definitely want to say thank you. Nothing but peace and honor and respect to all you guys. So please continue supporting, continue leaving your feedback, the positive, the negative, all things is respected and needed, because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the Hedonites next. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Listen to the Creator say one time for the one time.
Are you dumb?
And I'ma holler at y'all.